was 20, and it was a really interesting time because I went through like a few years of the whole denial, and I don't really want to take it on myself. And then it wasn't until I was asked by a few friends randomly to go to Soho Pride, and this was like 2007 time. I was like, all right then, cool, I'll go, and I ended up going, and we just ended up having so much fun, like laughing, joking, raving out, and like the bashment was on point. And we were just having so much fun, and it was good, and we ended up going raving after that as well. And a few weeks after that, I still wanted to go out, so I was just like, all right, and if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna need to make sure that I tell my family, because I don't want it to go back to them and all that stuff. So that's what I done. I told them, and shortly after, I mean, it was a bit of a tricky stage in my life, but something that I'm really grateful that I went through, and I'm a lot stronger because of it. And yeah, but I strategically done it also like a few weeks before I went to uni, so I could run off and get away, which worked. And so when I went to uni now, first day I met one of my good friends, and he and I decided, he was like, he's gonna bring me out to these gay raves, and I was like, all right then, cool. And uni was out of London, so we had to travel in. I went to uni at Buckinghamshire in High Wycombe, so just outside of London, maybe like 45-minute train ride outside of London. So yeah, so I spent most of like those early days of coming out. It was like summer, and then the beginning of university with my friends. The clubs that we was going to was, I was going Heaven on a Wednesday. Everyone knows about Heaven on a Wednesday. That was the thing. Heaven on a Wednesday. And Booty, yeah, that was like bootylicious, the good times. It was ram out. I mean, there was fights all the time. Someone stepped on your shoe. It was a sweatbox, but it was a really good night. Caravana was a night that we went to quite regularly as well. They even started to bring down some of the dancehall artists as well. That was good. Then later on in that year, that's when Hustlers and Divas started to come out. And that was so it was going in between all four of them. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go to all of these raves. But Booty, I just remember it was crazy. Every month, guaranteed, was gonna be their brand new outfit. It had to be a brand new outfit. You had to go there looking crisp. And like the other ones, I mean, you could go to just you just want to go out. You just end up going there. But Booty was a planned event, and you had to make sure you was feeling good and looking crisp. Man, it was a good night. It was a good time. My first year of uni, loads of like my life just seemed to turn gay, and it wasn't something that I intentionally done, but I felt as if I had gone through so much time where I had denied that part of myself that I just spent a lot of time to embrace it and learn about it. So it just kind of went onto the forefront. And with it, my sense of fashion started to change drastically. Like that's when I started to bring in those skinny jeans and I started to stretch my ears. I had piercings. I think I'd done loads of those. Well, I mean, it was fine. I'd done loads of those things, but like walking around in London at those times like that, it's when you get the looks. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing skinny jeans? My friend and me, the same friend that I met on the first day, so we decided to record and just our time up to there, basically. Different things, the topics maybe that we wanted to talk about, and also just like where we was going as well, so like the raves that we was going to. And as we was doing that, without us even really realizing or doing anything on purpose, it started to create somewhat of a buzz on the scene. And then people just started to recognize us for it because there wasn't anyone else doing it. And that's, even up to this day, there's still very limited black gay bloggers on YouTube or anything like that, especially male ones. So as we was doing that, that was so much fun. We started to get into clubs for free, which was amazing. For when you don't have to pay, you don't have to use your student loan. It was just like, yes. And we used to like host. We hosted Black Pride as well. I mean, the first time we was working with Mock magazine, and then we Black Gay magazine. We done some videos for them, and we also wrote an article for them. We was in Boy magazine. We had like a double page in Boy magazine. I think it was on the front cover. We And then from Mock, that's when we was doing their kind of like interviews of Black Pride. Yeah, so going back to our YouTube, we also started to hit other people in different ways as well. One of the ones that we released was, well, it was actually a letter. I wrote a letter and I recited the letter a few days after I'd written it because I wrote it really angrily, and I read it. And then people started to believe it was a poem. And I didn't intend for that to happen in the slightest. It was called I'm Sorry Millie, and it was basically a list of all of the different things that I am not really sorry for. It just went, it sounded very trivial at the beginning, so it was like, oh, I'm sorry that I went out too far in the tide when you told me not to. I'm sorry that I didn't go to the university you wanted me to. I'm sorry that I went to college and studied the arts and not law and those kind of things. And then it went a lot.
Who's Millie?
Millie was actually a secret. But loads of people, like, I remember the comments, like, because it's M-I-L-Y, Mum, I love you is what somebody thought it stood for. Like, loads of people were coming up with different stuff, and I was like, you know what, I just want people to take from it what they take from it and let it be where it was. But I just really felt like I needed to release that. So, but in me doing that, I also started to talk about further stuff as well. Because like coming out, I went through a massive depression. I also was suicidal at the time as well. So in that, I mentioned that, and I also was saying, I'm sorry that my friends are gay. Sorry that sorry that I'm beginning to love myself. Sorry that I'm beginning to accept myself. Sorry that that everything is not how you want it, and sorry for being me. Is basically how I ended it, and that started to get people messaging me and telling me it's helped them to come out, and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. Like nothing was intended, but the impact that it had was so crazy. It always helps to have something to relate to, someone to relate to, and to hear someone's story, and to see someone being strong and standing up. It helps them kind of get to that point within their self, and maybe make them realize what it is about their self that they want to do, or what about their life that they may want to change, and just that kind of self-analyzing and really getting forward and moving forward with it. Alright, so after uni and I came home, that's when I was just working a lot, really. My family isn't the kind to really talk about relationships or talk about who you're sleeping with. That's definitely not going to be talked about inside my family. So I didn't expect for that with me right now, because it's not done with anybody else. They definitely respected me still. They loved me, definitely loved me, 100%. I was struggling with the silence, and I didn't quite know how to, because I just felt like there were so many things that were unsaid, and so many things that I wanted to get off my chest, and things that I felt like they wanted to get off their chest, questions that they probably wanted to ask me that they didn't, and so I felt kind of uncomfortable in the silence. But I was definitely seeking refuge with my friends. I really don't like that all of the gay bars are closing down. I've noticed it drastically over the last years that I've been out anyway, and although people see it as the time where you're going into this kind of polysexual world where everyone goes out to everywhere and everyone just interlinks and have fun, it's still not the same, and it's not that kind of world yet. So you can't expect everyone to mingle when everyone's not going to feel comfortable in these different places, and I don't. It's not like I feel embarrassed about anything, or the way I look, or the way that I behave, or anything like that. I just don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to go to somewhere where I may feel like somebody else is judging me because of something that I can't control about myself. That is horrible. That's not the kind of feeling you want when you're going out. I really want there to be more places that the LGBT community can go and just sit down and chill. I don't think there's a need for loads of raves. Yeah, that would be great. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I guess I started off as a really scared, without knowing, introverted person. When really and truly, I love to express myself. I love to talk. I love to to really say what's on my mind. And in those times, I was so closed off to all of that. Since then, I've gone through so many different things, and I feel like I've changed so many times, and it caused me to think to myself, who am I? Is a massive question that came throughout my whole entire, my whole entire life really. But since I've come out, that's just been a continuous thing, because I went through from in the closet to being bam, fully out of the closet, to trying to revert back into the closet because I wanted to find myself again, and then I was just continuously battling. Well, then who am I? And I've kind of got to this place now where, I still don't fully know, but it's a learning process. I feel that I'm just going to continuously learn more about myself every day, and accept that I may not know everything about myself. There may be some things that surprise me. There may be some things that I know that, yeah, that's me. I just want to continue to go and really take on everything, every part of me, and not just say, oh yeah, that kind of person is me, or that other kind of person is me. All of them is me, and it is what makes me. And I just really know I have got to the stage where now I've accepted that. I've accepted all my feminine traits. I've accepted my masculine traits. I know how to turn them on and off, and use them at will, and use them for laughs and to joke with. I know how to accept if other people don't like me because of something I can't change. Good on ya. So much has happened, and I've just really got to this place now where I'm just willing to learn more about me, and I love me. I love me, actually. And I guess the same like when I've done Oh Wow, I just want everyone to kind of feel that about themselves. Understand that if this is who you are, you can't change it, and that's okay. Don't allow anyone to make you feel that you're not good enough to be you, that you can't be who you are. Things are hard, sometimes life is hard, but look at it like a baby. When a baby's trying to walk and it trips over, you don't say, listen, give up walking. You say, go on, stand up and try again.